6, a passionate plea from a family searching for justice in the murder of their loved one.
I've been sick with this. It's something I hold in my soul.
And I do believe that we will find out who did this to my son.
For years, the family of murder victim Marquel McCormes has been sharing their grief, asking the public for tips that might lead to the arrest of the person responsible for Marquel's murder in 2012. They're still waiting. This news conference was in 2017, and now Marquel's family is once again sharing their story. They hope the passage of time and reflection will convince someone with a vital clue to finally help heal their pain.
I want to know why. Whoever did it, what was the motive?
In early September 2012, someone shot and killed Marquel outside this Lauderdale Lakes home.
There's nothing else to indicate it was anything else other than a botched robbery. People know what happened with this case.
Broward Sheriff's Office Cold Case Homicide Unit Detective David Towsley is on the case. He's working to find whoever took this kind and gentle man from his loving family.
I have a hole in my heart forever.
There was nothing in his life that indicated he would have been a target.
Detective Towsley says in the early morning hours of September 1st, Marquel, known to his family as Quel, wrapped up a night out with friends at a local club. When he and a buddy returned to this home, the friend went inside. Quel stayed outside, texting on his phone.
Next thing they know in the house, Quel, they call him, came staggering into the house and passed out on the kitchen floor.
Was he sick? Did he pass out? Towsley says no one in the house knew what happened to Quel, but someone did call 911. Paramedics took Quel to the hospital. Quel's father, Bernard, remembers getting a call from someone using Quel's phone. It was a call no parent ever wants to receive.
I got a call that night, that morning, early morning, about 4 o'clock that morning, and it was from Quel's phone. So I picked it up, but it wasn't Quel on the phone, it was one of his friends, and he said Quel had passed out.
Bernard called Quel's mom, and then he called the hospital.
Didn't want to say anything, and I just knew something. I think I might have called Quel mom again. I said something's not good. I told her just pray, because something is not right. Something is not right.
It wasn't right. Something sinister had happened. Quel was murdered.
I went to the ground. They came and got me, and the doctor came and said, listen, your son was shot.
Bernard McCormes spent his professional career working at the Broward Sheriff's Office as a member of BSO's Department of Detention. In the jails, he oversaw those accused of the most violent crimes. Now, his son was the victim of one. Years later, Bernard's pain lives on.
I live off his memories. I mean, the tears doesn't fall down like it used to, because I know and now I accept that he's in a better place.
Quel's family still want answers. With the discovery of the bullet wound, BSO's homicide unit began investigating Quel's murder. They learned that Quel was a likable guy. He played football at Bethune-Cookman College, was a huge sports fan, worked at Publix, and stayed out of trouble. Detective Towsley says there was nothing in Quel's background that made him a target. But there was one thing that stood out from the night of the murder. Quel was wearing a large necklace.
My current theory is that he was wearing a rather large chain pendant, and somebody was probably at the club and saw that and decided they wanted it, followed him home. At some point it appears that somebody confronted him. He turned to run, and then he was shot in the back. And somebody killed him right there in the driveway for absolutely no reason.
And I would like for some help from the public.
In the years after the murder, Quel's family gave interviews on the local news. Broward Crimes Stoppers flyers and billboards went up, and hopes were high that Quel's killer would be arrested. It never happened.
Robbed me of everything.
Quel's mother, Joanne Mobley, has one question for the person responsible for murdering her only child.
Why? Why would you just go around killing? You know, you're your mother's child. You're still here.
I feel like, one of my protectors are gone now.
Shamia Richards is Quel's sister. She remembers her big brother as a jokester who taught her to love football and sports.
My hope is that whoever did it can come forth and admit to it so that we can have closure.
Now the question is, will someone who knows why Quel was shot and killed come forward and tell detectives? Anyone with information on the homicide of Marquel McCormes is urged to call Broward Crimes Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS. You can remain anonymous, and you could be eligible for a reward.
I know that people know what happened. I know that people know the killer. And so far, these people have avoided contact with the police and refused to come forward.
I want them to come forward, you know, and it's going to happen because I'm a believer and I have faith, and I know I've been on this field a long time, and I know the Lord's going to let me know just who did it.